Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will take a look at how Tailwind implements width and height classes. Width and height classes uses almost the same syntax with very subtle differences, which is W stands for width and H stands for height. The syntax for width and height is as displayed. You use a prefix of min or max, or you just start with width and then put a size. The first size is 1 pixel, px, and then you have some other sizes which we will talk about. So let's start this by having a BG black and a text white background. Let's just put lorem 5. If we wanted to have a width of 1 pixel, we'll say w-px. Now you're not going to see that because it's just 1 pixel. Let me change this to the description, wpx. If you want to have other sizes, as shown here, the first is the 1 pixel px, and then you have 0.5 to 3.5 with a 0.5 interval. Then you have 4 to 12 with a 1 interval, so it goes 4, 5, 6, 7 to 12. Then you have 12 to 20 with a 2 interval, so you have 12, 14, 16 till you get to 20. Then you have 20 to 64 with a 4 interval, and then 64 to 96 with a 8 interval. We're going to talk about these other ones later. So let's create another one, and let's give it 2.5 pixel. I'm going to be using the width as the description, 2.5. This is 2.5, and so you probably wouldn't see it. It's not 2.5 pixel. It's actually measured in rems, and as you can see the value in rems. Let's look for a bigger value. Let's say width -8, and width -8 is 2 rems. Let's do 40 pixel. You will see with 40 pixel, it is more extended, and with the mouse on it, you can see 40 pixel is 10 rems. And we can go as much as 96 pixel, and this extends here. If you don't put any width at all, it assumes the layout of the element. So if we take these out and just put maybe lorem 3, it goes to the end of the page because it's a div element. You can also use custom widths. I can change this and then give it a custom width. It's going to have a bracket, and then you put, say, 100. You see the 100 width. Let's do 230 pixel, and whatever pixel you put is going to give you that. Let me come here and put top margin so that there can be a little margin between each of the elements. We can also do percentile widths. Percentile widths are the slash widths, and it has /2, /3, /4, 5, 6, and then /12. What /2 does is it splits the page into 2. /3 split it into 3, and like that, /12 split it into 12 equal parts. And whatever value you put in front becomes a fraction of that split. If you put 1 here, this is 1/2, which makes it half of the page. If you put 1 here, that is about 33% of the page. Let's do an example, and let's use one of these. Okay, I'm going to take out the width, and I'm going to put W-1/2, which means half of the page. Now you can see that it is actually half of the page, and when I change the width, you see it remains half of the page. It's the only one that is, moving. Every other one stays static, but it keeps moving to occupy half of the page. Let's do another one. Let's do for 3. If we have 1/3, that 1/3 is like 33.3%. You can see as that is done. Let me change this one to 1/3 and this to 1/2. And if you expand the 1/3, you will see that it divides the page to 3, and it takes only one part of it. And if you want it to take 2 parts of it, you do 2/3. 2/3 is 66.6% of the total width of the page. And as you can see, this is half, this is 1/3, this is 2/3. Let's do 5. 2/5 of the page is 40%. 3/5 is 60%. And all these are for width. It also does the same thing for height. So you can pick and do 1 pixel height. Let's comment all this out. Let's start with an ordinary one. If we don't have any height, it spans the page. But with a 1 pixel height, you will see the line because it's just 1 pixel height. Let's do 64, and it gives us 64 height, which is 16 rems. And you can also use custom height, 100 pixel height. Now let's look at the percentile value using height. It works a little bit different. It needs a parent div. Let's take this example. I'm going to take a copy of this and then change the height to 1/2. Let's highlight this out. You see, I changed the height to 1/2. I expected it to move to this place, but it's not going to do that because it's going to be relative to whatever parent element that you put it. What we need to do is create this div as a parent div. I'm going to make it 600 pixel height, or maybe 300 pixel height. Yeah, let's make it 350. This is a 350 pixel height, and it's going to be my parent div. And I'm going to have another div in there. But this time I'm going to give it a cyan background, text white also, and put a lorem 5 in there. I have this div inside the original div. Now this div will use the original div to decide its percentage. So now you can do height 1/2. So it's going to take half of the original div. You can do 1/12 MB2, so you divide it. The second div is 1/12. That is, it can take 11 more a div of this type in this parent div, while the div that is 1/2, which is half of the original div, the 350 pixel div. This video is part of my course on Udemy titled Mastering Tailwind CSS with Project Example. Currently, we have 18 project examples that you can use. So go to the link in the description below for our sales coupon to access the course.